It's time for softball from Georgia and the Jack Turner Softball Stadium. 5th-ranked Texas in town to take on number 13 Georgia this afternoon on the SEC Network. Beth Mullins, along with the 2-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith, and we are getting ready to watch the junior out of Modesto, California, Randy Rowling, go to work for the Dogs.
Rowland's been good for the Dogs so far this year. She's got that great lefty spin. When she controls the strike zone, she is tough. Needs to limit those free passes against a strong Texas offense.
Here is that lineup for the Texas Longhorns, currently at 6th place in the SEC. Georgia just a game behind them with 3 weekends remaining in the regular season. Vivi Martinez will get the call in the cleanup spot, and she is there to try and protect Reese Atwood and Katie Stewart, Michelle, who both move up in the order behind Caden Henry, and they will hit 2nd and 3rd. They're big home run hitters. They're big RBI producers. With Mike White trying to get them some more swings and some more opportunities to drive in runs. And Henry will start things off, one of the top leadoff hitters in the country, the junior out of Dickinson, Texas. Hitting .422. For a Texas team, the preseason favorites in the SEC, they started out the season in the preseason poll ranked number 1 in the country. Still in the chase for an SEC championship, but time is getting short, especially on the heels of back-to-back series losses, first to Alabama and then last week to Oklahoma. And the defending national champs on the road here, hoping to make some noise. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. They have not lost 3 series in a row in 8 years. Trying to avoid that starting today. There's a good look at Mike White, now in his 8th year on the 40 acres. And the program's first national championship last June in Oklahoma City. Henry yanks that to the right side. Ground ball to Kirsten Roos, who is back in the lineup today for Georgia. 1 down.
It's a good job by Rowling. It's going to be a tough battle for her. There are 4 left-handed hitters in this lineup, keeping them off the bases so that when Katie Stewart comes up, there's nobody on.
And here comes Stewart. 22 home runs, 1 shy of tying the school record set by Reese Atwood last year. Reese waits in the on-deck circle. Katie's a junior out of Frankfort, Illinois, and on pace to not only set a new home run record, but on base percentage, slug, batting average, all a shot at setting new marks this year. 5 of her 22 home runs on the season have come against lefties. Almost half of her bops have been solo shots.
Well, that's part of the reason that she's in the 2-hole. They moved her up to try to have more opportunities for at-bats in the game, but also to really use Caden Henry getting on base in front of her, as well as Katie Bennett at the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah, another good lefty in the 9 spot today. Stewart, a social media sensation this week after her home run against Oklahoma. And that one gets by a diving Jaden Goodwin. And it's a stand-up double for Stewart with 1 out.
Well, that's just the power that Katie Stewart has. She gets the pitch that she can handle and just drives it down the line. If this was elevated, it would have left the park, but it's a lower pitch on the outer half that she gets around, drives it down the line, and Goodwin is going to dive for this. She's already playing deep. Probably would have gotten past her even if she didn't dive for it. So to me, that's a double either way.
Yeah. So now a chance for Reese Atwood, who also holds the single-season RBI record from a year ago. Numbers have dropped offensively, but, I mean, it was such a monster year for her last season. And now she's looking to finish with a flourish here in the last month of the regular season. and head into her final postseason at Texas. No active player has more RBI in their career than she does, and only one active player, Megan Grant out at UCLA, has more career home runs amongst the active players.
And Rolling having a hard time finding the strike zone. That's something you don't want to do with a good lineup like Texas. This is a Texas team that hits .349 against lefties. And when she is behind, she does very well. Excuse me, she struggles. She's a .320 against batting average. Oh, the 3-0 green light for Atwood.
Just got a piece of it.
So Rolling really needs to pitch from ahead. She's got a 177 against when she's ahead, and again over 300 when she's behind.
13-4 on the season with a 2.65 ERA. She had a couple of complete game shutouts in their series win over Missouri last weekend. Atwood, and that one sneaks through, but Stewart had to hold up. And now there are runners on the corners. And this is where Vivi Martinez has to make it happen as she moves into the cleanup spot in the lineup today. She is their tone setter. Missed all of last season with injury, and a massive return for her this year.
Vivi Martinez, such a great leader. As much as they missed her offense, they really missed her defense because they had to shuffle players around all season long, trying to fill that shortstop gap.
Mike White talks about just her presence in the lineup, in the dugout, on the team bus, everywhere. And they're going to look to her to help them snap out of a bit of a funk in what is just a brutal stretch of their schedule, in the midst of 13 straight games against ranked foes. So far during that run, they're 4-5. Here's the 2-1 to Vivi. Right back up the middle, nice backhand, and then the flip from Roos, an errant toss to Digby, and a run scores, and everybody else is safe.
That ball is just smoked right back at Rolling. Look at how hard this ball comes off. You're talking a good 75 miles an hour, and it's a great job by Roos to get to it, but then the errant flip over to Digby. And Texas is able to capitalize on this. Unfortunate, because a good toss there, that's more than likely probably not a double play with the speed of Martinez, but an opportunity to get that out over at second.
And a rarity. They are number 3 in the country in fielding percentage, but the errors have started to show up recently. And one there that will put 2 Longhorns on base with still just the 1 out for Leanne Good. So Martinez gets the RBI on a fielder's choice, and then Atwood safe at second on the E4. And here's Good, 415 on the season with 8 home runs.
Good has been a nice surprise for this Texas offense as well, really climbing her numbers since last year, as well as her power. It actually, Beth, started in the postseason last year.
Fantastic NCAA tournament. She hit over 400 with some power. Got a golden ticket earlier this year, so she'll be drafted into the AUSL, into the Pro League this summer. They get underway right after the World Series ends in early June. Texas looking for a big burst here in the first. Rolling has only allowed 5 runs in the first inning of games all season. But Texas gets 1 up and now looking for more. Good. Shallow center, that's going to drop in for a base hit. And they are loaded with Longhorns for Hannah Wells, the freshman two-way player who is the DP today.
Well, Good is going to get just enough of this rise ball in the outer half. Pitch it's going away from her a little bit, just gets the bat out and is able to put that out on the green with especially Natalie Ray, the center fielder, playing deep. You know, in that situation, too, I'd like to see Ray come in and Digby be at second base to potentially have the opportunity at first base as a base runner. That's hard to tell if it's going to drop or not. You've got to potentially look to get that force out at second.
Chelsea Wilkinson, the pitching coach, out to chat with Rolling. And a JT D'Amico working with the defense here.
Well, and so far, Randy Rolling is throwing from behind. And when you throw from behind, Texas is going to eat you up. A 2-1 double given up to Katie Stewart, a 3-1 single to Atwood, and then again, a 3-1 single to Leanne Good.
So Wells, who's 0 for 9 this season with the bases loaded, she does have a couple of sac flies to drive in runs. Big opportunity here for the freshman. Infield is in for Georgia. Has won National Player of the Year honors. Hannah was the Texas High School Player of the Year last season. Fouls that one back.
Just a great asset for this program. Be good in the circle, great power at the bat. When you have the ability to play multiple positions as well, you just know with that experience, time, getting those opportunities, which she is getting here as a freshman, is going to pay those dividends.
Already 3 hits in the inning. Wells to second. They could turn 2 here, and they do. So the defense shows up big time for Georgia. And they get out of what could have been a much bigger jam. Texas 1 run up.
Well, this is a team that knows how to turn double plays. It's the 23rd of the year for Georgia. It's Roos to Digby over to the freshman at first base, Gabby Navictus, to get the big double play and get out of the jam.
Fans, be on the lookout.
Series most outstanding player last June, and on the season her numbers 14-3 with a 2.78 ERA.
Yeah, outstanding last year. Did not give up an earned run, and she's been trying to limit damage so far this year. When she works from ahead, she is tough to hit a rise ball that is explosive at the top of the zone.
Junior just recently surpassed the 500 strikeout mark in her career, and she will open up facing Kirsten Roos. One of the big additions for the Dogs, they hit the portal and hit it well. They have terrific contributions from their freshman class. One of the newcomers is Natalie Ray, batting 500 in the league. That is tops in the SEC so far.
She's been outstanding. Look at the lineup. She's down in that 7-hole, but kind of restarts the bottom of the order for them.
Roos missed last weekend due to injury in the Texas A&M series, but then came back and played in their midweek win over Kennesaw State. After 4 seasons at Coastal Carolina, has really added some maturity and some 6th-year senior leadership to this group, and she will open things up with a base knock.
Well, to your point, Beth, that is the senior leadership coming up. The response for this Georgia team, knowing that Texas just put a run up on the board in the top of the first.
So the tying run quickly aboard here for Georgia, and Jaden Goodwin, the starting left fielder, will step in. One of just 2 lefties in the lineup today for the senior out of Paris, Kentucky. They call her Shorty. Coming in riding a 7-game hitting streak. Has now played in over 200 games in a Bulldog uniform. Slashes that one out to left, and that'll fall in for a base hit.
Well, you can tell this Georgia team knows what they're hunting.
And there's your 8-game hitting streak now for Goodwin. Welcome to Jack Turner Softball Stadium here in Athens, Georgia. 1-0, number 5 Texas with the early lead over 13th ranked Georgia. Run up in the top of the first, and now the Dogs threatening in the bottom of the first. Beth Mowins along with 2-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith. Start of the day, Texas in 6th place in the SEC. Georgia just a game behind them, both still in the championship chase. And the throw down to third goes all the way out into left field, and good pressure on the bases from Georgia, and they generate a run.
This is a Georgia team that is not afraid to create chaos, to get the defense in motion. And Atwood, you could see the steal by Roos coming over, and it's a foot speed between Martinez and Roos. The throw goes into left field. Roos is going to score.
And now Texas will challenge to see if Roos left second base before the ball left Cavan's hand in the pitcher's circle. As it stands, I believe that would be a stolen base and then an E2.
Stolen base, yeah, throw into left field. And this is a foot race depending on the positioning of where Vivi Martinez is.
Yeah.
If Martinez is up the middle, that is a great call. It's a foot race between Roos and Martinez. Yeah, and you can see the ball's still in her hand and she's off the base. This is probably going to...
This is going to get overturned.
Yes.
Challenge on the field is being changed. The runner did leave early.
That's a tough one there for Georgia, but obvious that Roos left too soon. So take the run off the board and also move Jaden Goodwin back to first base.
Yeah, that's a huge change of events. Big break for Texas. Unfortunate for Georgia with Roos leaving early. And you know, Beth, she probably didn't need to, because Vivi Martinez, you could see in that, was so far deep and up the middle that on a foot race like that, more than likely she was going to be safe.
And you've got your 3 and 4 hitters coming up with nobody out. And now you've got one down, and you've erased a run off the board and another runner in scoring position. Yeah,
so I love the call. I love the aggressiveness, but the execution of it, you cannot leave early, especially nowadays with the replay and the ability to check.
That's Patty Ruth Taylor, the pitching coach for the Longhorns, out there chatting with Kavan. So here's Tyler Ellison now with 1 out and 1 on. The senior from McDonough, Georgia. Has really come through late in her career. Worked her way into the starting lineup, stayed when others may have left. And now an integral part of their success. Real steadying influence, according to head coach Tony Baldwin.
.435 average, hitting in the 3-hole, 8 home runs. I mean, that's the epitome of what you want your development to be throughout your career. Love hearing the story that she stuck around.
Kavan gets the swing and miss. Her first strikeout, 2 down.
And that's the changeup. Kavan is going to need to use that pitch against a very powerful offense for Georgia. She's got the great rise ball at the top of the zone, but it's this changeup that really is the difference maker, especially when she puts it on the edges, on the outer half. That's an outstanding pitch. First strikeout of the game for Kavan.
That'll bring up Sarah Gordon. Senior out of Lexington, South Carolina. Four-year starter for the Dogs. Out to center, and there's Henry. Well, could have been a big inning for both sides. And it ends up being 1-0 Texas after 1. Presented by Regions Bank. And welcome to Athens, Georgia. I'm Beth Mullins alongside our two-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith. Game one, big series for both Texas and Georgia. Smitty, as they try and stay in this championship chase as we get down to the final few weeks of the season.
Yeah, we are in the heart of SEC season, and so you have got to have some thick skin. You also have to have some extra confidence in the well to be able to pull from, because it is a gauntlet this time of year. Every competitor, every weekend is like a super regional.
Ashton Maloney smacks that one right back up the middle. Both sides had a chance to do big damage in the first inning, but a big double play for Georgia left the bases loaded for Texas, and then the Dogs had a base running miscue that kind of took the air out of their first inning. So to the top of the second we go. Bottom of the order for Texas with Maloney on board. Here's J.C. Nichols. Already 4 hits for this Texas offense. Top 10 in the country in almost every offensive category. Nichols thought about the bunt. And they're
going to call her out now.
Did he just call the base runner out or Nichols out?
Let's see if we can get some clarification.
And, well, he went over to the Georgia dugout, and now Tony Baldwin's going to challenge something.
I don't know. I thought he pointed at the batter and signaled out.
Ashton Maloney, meanwhile, for Texas, standing out at second base.
Well, the ball went down, so I don't know if it was a dropped strike. And so she just stole on it.
Umpires getting together here. Carlos Guzman at home, Riley Cobb at first, Gil Zayas at third base today.
Yeah, so I think it was a 0-1 count. And even if it was a strike, it would only be strike 2. It wouldn't have been strike 3.
Yeah, Tony definitely turned and asked his catcher, Marissa Miller, a question. Hit the umpire and then hit the ground.
You can see the umpire start pointing at the batter.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, and I don't think the ball hit the bat. It looked like it just came in and went off the catcher's glove onto the umpire's mask.
She is not
She's not out of the box. No. Oh, I think, well, she did look like she attempted the bunt, so maybe he's calling it a strike.
The ruling on the field is a strike. Georgia's challenge is if it was a foul tip or a foul ball.
Okay.
A foul ball would bring the runner back. So I think what Georgia's looking at is if it potentially went off the bat and was a foul ball, that would make the runner go back. If it is just simply a strike, she can then advance to second base. So I think that's what they're looking at.
Boy, if it was off the bat, it would have been way down at the end of the bat. Call on the field was no foul ball. Here we go.
After review, the call on the field is changed. It is a foul ball. Runners going back to first, 0-2 count.
Okay.
Okay.
So they did find evidence to
call it a foul ball.
Call it a foul ball.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh?
So Maloney goes back to first. It's an 0-2 count on Nichols. High hopper to rolling, only plays to first just in time to get her, but it moves Maloney over.
Great job.
Let's see if we see any evidence. Okay. I guess they must see a little change in the direction or the spin of the ball off the end of that bat. At any rate, it's as good as the sacrifice for Nichols. Here's Katie Bennett in the 9 spot.
Boy, this is a Texas team that 5 of the 9 hitters are left-handed. As a team, they hit .349 against left-handed pitching, which is really counterintuitive than what you would think, but the lefties hit left-handed pitching very well for Texas.
Bennett out to center. Natalie Ray is there. 2 down, and it's back to the top of the order.
Randy Rolling in the circle has been really good this year for Georgia. She's going to be in the low to mid-60s. She's got that really good vertical separation ability to move the ball up and down throughout the zone. It's a absolute must that she pitches from ahead. In that first inning when she gave up a run, all of her hits were while she was behind 2-1 or 3-1 in the count.
Henry swings at a ball way down out of the zone and grounds out to end the threat. 1-0 Horns to the bottom of the second.
Tegan Cavan, pitcher for the University of Texas. In 2024, I was Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Then I led my team to our first national championship and was the Women's College World Series Most Outstanding Player. Now I'm looking to get the Longhorns back to OKC.
And what a memorable first national championship it was. A record-setting one for Tegan. 31.2 straight innings of work without allowing an earned run. And that included beating Nigeri Kennedy twice in the championship series. They took it in 3 games over Texas Tech.
Yeah, just had a great performance in Oklahoma City and really was battle-tested coming through the super regionals and regionals. And when she got to Oklahoma City, she was just amazing. And here's a little fun fact about Tegan Cavan.
Bring it.
Is that she does everything left-handed except for pitch. She pitches right-handed.
Gets Marissa Miller to pop up. Martinez on the grass, 1 down. Shocking story from fellow pitcher Michelle Smith that pitchers are quirky. A revelation.
That's why they put that circle around us. Stay in the circle.
Stay in the circle. And with 1 down, first pitch swinging for Gabby Novickis, the freshman from Chicago. So the scouting report for Kavan looks like this.
Yeah, she throws with a lot of that experience, obviously, through the season, postseason. Again, also really good vertical separation, a rise ball that's strong at the top of the zone, a drop that falls off the table. But it's that changeup that really helps set up everything. We saw it in the first inning. She used it effectively against Oklahoma, and you will see her use it against this very good offensive Georgia. It helps set up that rise ball.
Working against 5, 6, and 7 in the order here, after putting down a threat from the Dogs in the first inning when they opened up the game with back-to-back singles and now back-to-back fly balls. 2 down. What's the biggest challenge, Smitty, for a pitcher like Tegan Kavan? You win the national championship, you're the most outstanding player, and we've heard a lot from Mike White about reinventing yourself the following season.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have new tools in that toolbox to be able to pull out, because everyone knows you're going to have that good rise ball, the drop ball as well, and the changeup. So start to create some more separation with the screwball on the outer half to lefties or a curveball away from righties. You just have to have 1 or 2 other little things to go to at key points in the season. Because let's face it, if you stay the same, people are ready for you, you're going backwards. Absolutely.
Yeah. That changeup is lethal at times, still a work in progress for her with getting the velocity down, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And she has a tendency at times to throw it too hard. So in other words, she's throwing her fast stuff, her rise ball, drop ball, high 60s to 71, 2 miles an hour. That changeup really is best when it's 57 to 59 miles an hour. She will creep up to 62. And when it's at 62, there's just not enough change in velocity. And so there it is. She throws it about 10% of the time. Against better hitting teams, she go all the way up to 20% of the time. But the key is keeping it below 60 miles an hour. I think it's best at 57.
This is a good matchup right here with Natalie Ray, the best batting average in the SEC in conference games, at 500. Down here, 1 and 2. Staying alive for the transfer from Ole Miss, who spent her first 2 years at North Georgia. Seven-game hitting streak for Natalie over that stretch, batting .550. Trying to move up not only in the SEC, but they are one of those teams right now on that super regional host bubble as we inch closer to the NCAA tournament and Selection Sunday on May 10th. And the swing and miss induced from Kavan. 2 innings complete. Game 1 of our best-of-3 series, and the Horns up 1 early.
SEC Softball is presented by Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC.
Katie Stewart throwing it down last weekend with the walk-off home run in Game 3 to beat Oklahoma. And one of the hardest hit balls we've seen in a long, long time. Bashed it off the building out there beyond the left field fence at McCombs Field.
Yeah, she's been outstanding this year. Look at those records held by Reese Atwood, her teammate.
From last year. They were both huge bats in the lineup for the national champions. And now Stewart to lead things off here in the third. We were talking with her pregame today. Hey, somebody's got to put a marker up on that building where she hit it 3 stories high in a building across the street from their left field fence. I mean, I don't work for Nike, but just do it. I mean, come on.
How about
it writes itself.
It does write itself. Third floor, so you're looking at almost, what, 36 to 40 feet up?
Yep. Had a hard hit ball in the first for a double. There you see what Stewart and Atwood have done.
Just the number of home runs, over 55% of the team's home runs. Well, it's the X velocity too. You know, she averages over 74 miles an hour last week against Oklahoma. I mean, that is outstanding. Anything 74, high 70s to 80 miles an hour is almost impossible to defend off the bat. And typically with the right launch angle, it's going to leave the park.
Nod of the head to Randy Rolling. Okay, good pitch, says Katie. Yeah, now it's a full count. To second base. Bruce stays down on it. 1 out. Gonna bring up Reese Atwood. Reese singled back in the first. Texas got a run in and then had the bases loaded, and a big double play for the Georgia defense limited the damage. This is really the key cog for Texas to get her going here down the stretch. Massive numbers early in the year, but they've tapered off since. For the best slugger in school history, and on the run and making the catch in foul territory is Sarah Gordon, 2 down.
Well, and part of the reason they need to get her going is obviously in this game they've got her protecting Stewart. They've been trying to, you know, move Martinez around. Is it Stewart, Martinez, Atwood? Either way, she's got a big bat and just needs to get that performance level up here in April.
Martinez drove in the run with an RBI fielder's choice in the first. Rolling is now retired 6 of the last 7 she's seen after Texas had 3 hits in the first inning.
Wow, that was a great job limiting damage. There's 3 hits and an error, and they still only scored 1 run. That was huge for Rolling to be able to get out of that with just 1 run up on the board. Starting to pitch from ahead a little bit more now as well, even though she's at 2-0 in this count.
Tony Baldwin talking about hitting the margins, staying on the edges against these Texas hitters. Comes back to square, 2-2. Enjoying her best season, now in her second year at Georgia after a freshman year at Cal. Alabama has come back to tie Kentucky late, and Auburn threatening to upset Florida this afternoon. 4-0 lead late. Texas A&M already a winner. They take their series with Mississippi State. A couple of games behind Oklahoma.
A lot of these game twos, it's always a battle. Game two starters. And the circle, you know, trying to get young pitchers a little bit of work. It's not always an easy thing to do, especially in the SEC.
Yeah. Where you have 10 teams right now ranked in the top 16 RPI in the country. Potential to have 10 regional hosts.
Wow.
For the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. Martinez fouls that one off.
Well, and if that's the case, you're guaranteed to get a couple of super regional SEC matchups.
If they advance, yeah.
If they advance, chalk holds.
Ninth pitch of this at-bat, and Martinez draws the walk with 2 outs. First free pass from Randy.
Playing second base, number 43, Leanne Good.
Leanne Good singled back in the first to load up the bases for Texas.
Texas has done a good job working deep into counts. 51 pitches already for Randy Rolling here in the top of the 3rd inning. That is elevated.
Misses high.
Rise ball, she only throws it about 21% of the time at the top of the zone.
One of the things that Mike White has talked about, the improvement for Leanne Good, number 1 is confidence. And number 2 is managing emotions and understanding that it's a game of failure and you're not going to be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a game built around swing and miss. You know, unfortunate, no matter how good you hit, you could be hitting 500, you're still out 50% of the time. And look at the numbers, though. Look at that 415 batting average, the climb from last year.
Big leap. 2-2.
And that's a nice pitch on the outer half. Rolling can throw a screwball to righties. So she'll elevate that pitch a little bit as well as run it away from right-handed hitters.
And it's another full count. Base runners each inning so far for Texas. Good fights off the rise. Full count, 2 down, Leanne Good. And a called strike 3. First of the day for Randy Rolling.
Junior Randy Rolling, nice pitch on the outer half, a 3-2 count. She's able to use the edges on this curveball in the inner half. Picks up her first strikeout of the game.
record-setting season at the plate for the Georgia Bulldogs. On pace right now, best ever batting average in school history, which leads to the best ever on-base percentage in school history. And perhaps most impressive with all the big hitters and the big boppers they've had in Georgia's history, they could set a new single-season slug record as well. They don't have the home runs of some of the World Series teams of yore. They've been to Oklahoma City on 5 different occasions. But they've gotten back to their roots this season, according to Tony Baldwin, and it's paying off.
Absolutely, Beth. He talks about that hitting window and allowing that ball to travel. And last year, they didn't do that quite as much. They had, what he said was, we were trying to do some new things, and we were thinking too much. And we know what happens.
That's a problem.
When you're thinking, you're stinking.
There you go.
Well, and I always love what he talks about with, you know, that window is that, you know, the ball, you have to allow it to travel into that window, travel deep. And when they do that, they hit typically that apogee or the big G on the outfield fence.
Yeah.
Not trying to get around the ball, but hit inside out the ball. You know, and he says that if we get lucky, if we get a bloop and a blast,
There you go.
that's what he wants. And so there's the difference. Look at that. The home runs this season, the Oppo home runs.
Better velo, more barrels. Said last year there was way too much maybe, yes.
That's right.
And softball fans know it's got to be yes, no.
Correct.
And a liner towards the apogee, right on cue. Off the bat of Emily Digby, 8-9, and then the top coming up for Georgia.
Well, that was a really good job of, again, letting this ball travel in, because that's an off speed. Look at the way she's going to be on time. She gets that swing through that window, and because of that, she's able to lift that.
Yeah, that was a pull G.
But it still was in the gap, and that's, again, on a changeup, so that's an outstanding piece of hitting.
Number 8 in the order is on board for Bailey Lindemuth. The transfer from Texas Tech is the only Bulldog that has faced Tegan Cavan in her career. That happened last season at the World Series. She was 0-for against Texas pitching.
Right now, Georgia, you can see the game plan is to lay off anything high. They know that Cavan has an elite level rise ball, 71 miles an hour rise at the top of the zone. It is hard to identify, but Tony Baldwin talked with us before the game. Hey, I want you to see the rise at mid-thigh.
Knees to belt, yeah.
Absolutely. Anything above the belt, you got to let it go. And anything low, you have to attack. And so far in this game, the 3 hits that Georgia has gotten, they've been behind in the count, so they're doing a good job of still hunting pitches even when Cavan is in a leverage position.
Big opportunity for the Dogs down the stretch to pad that resume and impress the selection committee. They play Oklahoma next and then Florida here to finish out the regular season. So you're facing the number 2 RPI this weekend, the number 6 RPI team next weekend, the number 5 RPI team to finish.
It's a gauntlet.
No biggie.
Yeah, and you got to be able to steal a series, win a game, and even though they're not ranked as high, but they can run. They can run with those 3 programs.
They were in the Super Regional again last year, gave Florida a scare on the road. Full count. And Lindemuth able to draw the walk. And that'll bump the tying run over into scoring position with nobody out. The bottom of the order getting on base.
Well, and the first free pass that Tegan Cavan gives up is to the number 9 hitter to roll over the lineup.
So here they come, second time around. Kirsten Roos will get it going. 7th best in the country on base, 3rd best batting average. That second time in the order. Tony Baldwin talked to his guys this week. Hey, you got to be fearless. Don't Don't worry about the Texas across the front of the jersey. This is not the same championship team from a year ago. We're only a game behind them in the standings. Let's go to work. That was his message to his team.
Yeah, absolutely. And he even said, he's like, everything you're feeling in our dugout, trust me, the opposing dugout is feeling the same thing at times. Sometimes lack of confidence, the indecision, you know, it's just going out there and being aggressive. Letting all that hard work pay off. Trust your abilities and your skills. Execute in the moment.
Roos has not been called upon to bunt a lot this year. Did not square around there, and the count goes 0-2. Kavan just missed away. Quite the battery from Kavan to Reese Atwood. They are both members of the United States national team pool. Set to play in a couple of tournaments this summer as the buildup begins towards the Olympics in 2 years. Jammed her, and Roos is able to foul it off. Out of Wolcottville, Indiana. Played in the NCAA tournament last year with Coastal Carolina. They were at Duke. Foul outside the line.
Roos, a hard worker, type 1 diabetic who talks a lot about it, is a great role model for other young athletes. We're going through that.
She was there, by the way, and so was Georgia.
Yeah.
That's when they spotted each other as Georgia pulled off the upset and knocked out Duke in Durham in the regional. Another 1-2 coming from Tegan Kavan with 2 on. Tying run and scoring position for the Dogs.
Good take on that, not chasing that on the outer half. A little bit of out, a little bit of up, going away from Roos.
Opposite way and drops in for a base hit. And the Dogs have loaded him up for Jaden Goodwin with nobody out.
How about Kirsten Roos just showing what she can do, fighting back from 0-2, base hit the opposite way to load it up.
Couple of singles and a walk in the inning, and now Gooden, who singled in the first, will step in. One of their most experienced players. And the greatest definition we've ever heard from a head coach, calling her the ultimate ball whacker.
She can. She's got that sweet lefty swing.
3 for 5 this year with the bases loaded. Slow roller to Martinez, coming to home in time. Good stretch by Atwood to get to the ball before Lindemuth could come home. One down.
And the key on this play is that Vivi Martinez goes to this ball. She doesn't wait for it to come to her. She goes and gets it. Otherwise, there is no opportunity to make that play at home. Look at the way Vivi Martinez is going to go get this. She charges it, throws on the run. Great stretch by Reese Atwood. Otherwise, that's a plated run for Georgia.
Bases still loaded with 1 out for Tyler Ellison, who struck out her first time up. So the Texas defense has kept a couple of runs off the board. One thanks to a base running error, and now that one, the nice play at short by Martinez. Ellison is 3 for 5 with a grand slam on the season. But for the year, Georgia batting just a .190 in these tough moments.
Defense continues to be in for Texas. Yeah, and these are tough situations at times for Georgia, you know, to hit in. As a coach, I would rather have it be second and third, not bases loaded with less than 2 outs. In that situation, they hit 602. It's just a much harder situation for the defense and the pitcher to be in when it's second and third. So bases loaded, actually, no decision making. Everybody knows you roll a ground ball, you're coming home.
Force out, yeah. Kavan got her with a changeup, one of her 2 strikeouts the first time through the order. Ellison bangs one off the roof. Crowd applauds. A nice one-handed snag. Did not drop a drop of that beverage. Well done. That's interesting. You see that all the time in baseball, throwing out an old softball to get a new one. And Kavan asking for a new softball there. Heading the count, 1-2. Ellison, that's a fair ball inside the bag at first. Lindemuth is in. Here comes Roos to score. And Georgia takes the lead courtesy of Tyler Ellison and a 2-run single.
Well, how about the way that Ellison is going to wait on this pitch? As you mentioned, Beth, earlier, she struck out on the changeup her first at-bat. This pitch is a drop on the inner half, and she just shoots it the opposite way because she's letting that ball travel, and she gets it past Katie Stewart, who's a little bit off the line, and with the bases loaded, Georgia's going to play 2 runs and take the lead here in the third.
Third hit of the inning, and the walk to the number 9 batter proves costly. Deep drive, back it goes, after track and gone! Sarah Gordon, a 3-run shot, her first home run since March 20th.
And just like that, Georgia's in control of this game, and that's a pitch that needs to be a little higher. It is just right in the cookie zone for for Gordon, who's going to go get that, her 9th home run of the year. So no doubt her first pitch swinging and whacks that out of the yard.
Last month has been a bit of a struggle for Sarah, and a timely shot there. It is a 5-run third inning, and have they chased Tegan Kavan? The 3-run blast on the heels of Tyler Ellison's 2-run single, and there will indeed be a pitching change. On their feet in Georgia, how about them dogs? Have chased Kavan. Back in a moment. Women's College World Series. Our coverage begins May 28th on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. Texas Longhorns won it all a year ago. 3 games over Texas Tech in the finals. And a pitching change here as the most outstanding player of last year's World Series, Tegan Cavan, is out. Citlali Gutierrez comes on after Texas gave up 5 runs here in the bottom of the 3rd. This is Marissa Miller. Still with just the 1 out.
Georgia just with a great game plan. Really laying off a lot of those rise balls at the top of the zone. And now they're going to have to deal with the off-speed curveball combination that Citlali Gutierrez throws so well.
I'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching Alabama. Walk-off Kentucky on Audrey Vandegrift. RBI single in the bottom of the 7th. Out to shallow center, and that'll drop in front of Henry. And the hit train continues. 5th of the inning. And we talked about how good Georgia has been the 2nd time through the batting order. They don't wait for the 3rd time through, Smitty.
No, they don't.
They've done it again today.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're aggressive. They know what they're hunting. They're disciplined at the plate. And they jump on mistakes. And that's one of the keys. They don't watch the mistakes. They don't foul the mistakes off. They capitalize on them.
So Miller down at first base. And Georgia will try and start its 2nd rally of the inning. Gabby Novickas flew out to left field her first time out. How quickly this one turned. Here at the Jack, with a big jack from Sarah Gordon, a 3-run shot. As we welcome in our audience that's been watching Auburn upset Florida this afternoon. Shut them out 4-0. So the Gators will drop another game back of first.
Well, that's the thing about the SEC. Even when you're playing some of the teams that are in the lower 3rd, lower 4th of the standings, they can still give you a battle, especially in game 2.
Yeah.
Some clubs will hold their ace for game 2, trying to go up against other teams' 2 or 3 starters, number 2 or 3 starters.
Huge for Auburn's resume, by the way. They are flirting with that 500 record that you need to be at or above to get into the NCAA tournament. And so that is their 2nd top 25 win of the season for the Tigers.
On a good one on the road as well. That factors into the KPI. If your wins are on the road or at home.
It's a piece of criteria for the selection committee, along with, you know, RPI, your strength of schedule, your head-to-head, common opponents.
Your full body of work.
Full body of work.
We say that with air quotes.
Ground ball to 2nd. Good. Scoops to Martinez over to 1st for the double play. And Gutierrez is able to get out of the inning, but not before Georgia did some damage.
Sarah Gordon with her 9th home run of the year. First pitch swinging, gets a pitch she can handle on the inner half. That ball goes out of the yard. A 3-run shot that helps Georgia put 5 on the board against Texas.
back to SEC softball, presented by Regions Bank. And welcome back to Athens, Georgia. The Dogs and the Longhorns. Mike White now joining us on the microphone. Mike, down 5-1. What's the message to your hitters here to get after Randy Rowley now moving forward?
Well, we're doing a pretty good job of getting on base. We're just not getting that big knock. You know, unlike Georgia, they kind of got the big knock when they needed it, and we haven't done that yet. So we just need to keep chipping away and see if we can get 1 or 2 runs and answer back right here.
And, Coach, what's the message to your pitching staff? Georgia is a pretty disciplined team offensively. What are you telling your pitchers they need to do to get through this game?
Well, I thought we might have had a strikeout there last inning, but it didn't work out. We just got to keep working it around and use our infield a little bit, just like Salali did there, rolled up a double play.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Hey, thank you, Hookham.
The Horns, the defending national champs. Now their work cut out for him here, down 5-1 after that big 3rd inning for Georgia. He referenced the big hit. That was off the bat of Sarah Gordon, a 3-run home run right after Tyler Ellison had a 2-run single. And they chased Tegan Cavan. And so now what every coach hopes for is the answer back or the response right away as we move to the top of the 4th.
Well, and this game is about being opportunistic, right? When you've got runners in scoring position, when you're in a big situation, you have to capitalize, and that's what Georgia did last inning.
Off the end of the bat, Hannah Wells swinging at the first pitch. 1 down. 6, 7, and 8 coming up here for Texas.
And so, Beth, you know, we're only halfway through the game, but you look at your scorecard. That first inning, Texas had a big opportunity, bases loaded, and didn't really get it done. They hit into a double play. Georgia was able to get out of it with just 1 run going up on the board. So those are the little things that end up to, you know, obviously affecting the game.
Here's Ashton Maloney. Well, we talked to Mike White about this last week during their Oklahoma series, and with all the big offenses around the SEC, it's, you know, easier said than done, but your main goal is to score more.
Yeah.
And so now they will look to try and get a few numbers back here in the 4th. The way that home runs have been leaving the ballparks around the country, the way that the exit velocities are way up around the country this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Barrel percentages.
Ashton Maloney singled in the 2nd. And is now down 1-2. Rowling has done a good job of limiting the damage since that first inning threat. In fact, just a base runner with a single in the 2nd and then the walk in the 3rd. Trying to hand Texas a 6th loss in their last 8 games. And that's what the Longhorns are trying to bust out of a bit of a funk against a really tough schedule here.
Yeah, April funk, they went through it last year as well. This is a team that is very talented, but you go through the heart of SEC season, you know you're going to be tested, but you've got to figure out a way to win those close ones.
Maloney pops it up. Emily Digby's there, 2 down. Will the April showers bring May flowers like they did a year ago, Smitty?
Yeah, absolutely. Take a look at where they are at. February and March, the batting average, on base, slug, all super elevated, all top 3 in the SEC. And then April comes, and you're right, it is raining.
Now, similar story last year.
Yep.
Got embarrassed at the SEC tournament by A&M. Almost got knocked out of the Super Regional at home by Clemson, down to a final strike on a couple of occasions. Yep. and yet still went on to win their first national championship. It was a very resilient run for Texas.
And that's really SEC softball. You've got to learn to play with your back up against the wall. You've got to learn to play from a deficit and just know there's always opportunity if you have a strike left. And that's what you were just talking about, Beth. All those things they had to overcome. Yep. And like you said, a 14-2 loss to Texas A&M. On this field, actually, right here.
That's right. Returning to the scene. Now, there was a little bit of vengeance this regular season. They did take 2 of 3 from A&M a few weeks ago.
But that's kind of where the chaos really started, because Texas A&M gave them a hard time in Austin.
Nichols swinging through the rise, 2-2. Brandy Rowling has just the 1 strikeout so far. Got Leanne Good looking at a curveball in the 3rd. Count goes full.
Well, and she's doing a better job of pitching from ahead. In that first inning, she gave up 3 hits, all while she was behind. 2-1, 3-1, 3-1. She's done much better at attacking the zone early so she can control it.
Three-two pitch. Missed inside. 2-out base runner here for the number 9 hitter, Katie Bennett.
Second walk given up by Rowling.
Bennett flew out to center back in the 2nd inning. Jamder pops it up and onto the roof of the dugout. Great crowd on hand today. Warm, sunny afternoon in Athens. Got the football game, the spring game going on today. Got the Twilight
Crit
cycling race tonight around town.
Busy community.
Chance to see some celebrities like Michelle Smith around town tonight.
Former cyclist.
Former cyclist. There's a rope right back up the middle. All right, so last inning, it was the bottom of the order getting it started for Georgia, as Texas doing the same as they will pass the bat to the top. And Caden Henry with a runner in scoring position. Couple of ground outs to second base for Caden. Big at-bat in this game right here. She gets aboard, and now you got Stewart and Atwood.
Yep.
Getting a sniff.
100%. This is the out. This is the hitter, if you're Georgia, that you need to go out and attack. And it's not going to be easy because Henry's a .422 hitter. Has the ability to take that walk. Has only struck out 14 times on the year. And just 24 walks.
Did we see her hit a home run last week?
Absolutely. Yes. 6 home runs on the year. 15 doubles. So she's got that gap power.
There you see Stewart. Will she get a chance? Waiting in the background. First pitch swinging again by Henry. And the Longhorns are left wanting. Here we go. Welcome back to Athens. And welcome back to SEC softball. The Dogs leading the Longhorns 5-1. Tony Baldwin joining us on the mic. Pre-game, Tony, you told us maximize our opportunities, and you're excited to see how your righties do against Kavan. Well, what did you think?
Well, I felt like we were seeing the ball pretty good, and you know, bar a couple expansions, I thought we were attacking strikes well, and you know, she moves the ball so well and is so good. I was, you know, interested to see how we would see her that first time, and you know, certainly feel good about the way that it went, and you know, you just feel grateful whenever you get some runs off of her. She's so good.
And Coach, Randy Rolling, bases were loaded in the first inning. She rolls a double play to get out of it. What do you like about what she's doing against Texas today?
Yeah, she's doing what she does. She's just competing every pitch, and I feel like she's executing well. You know, we had a chance to get out of that with a double play ball potentially. But, you know, she's just going to go out there and fight like heck and keep us in the ball game.
Awesome.
You can say hell if you want, Tony.
She's going to fight like hell. If anybody's going to, she's going to.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you, Tony.
Yep, go Dogs.
Yeah, the two righties indeed coming through. It was Tyler Ellison with a 2-run single, and then Sarah Gordon, the 3-run home run, and that big 5-run third. He also talked to us about maximizing your opportunities, because you may not get a whole lot against Texas. They certainly did that in that big third inning.
Yeah, and understanding the strike zone and splitting it and just saying, okay, anything from the quad or the belt up, I am laying off of, and then you look low. You look for the mistake. You look for something downstairs or drop, screwball. And they did that. I mean, they put themselves in some good leverage counts. And even when they were behind, they were able to hit the ball.
That's the 19th time this season, by the way, that Georgia has scored 5 or more runs in an inning. Only Oklahoma has done it more often.
There are some teams that are just really, really good with consecutiveness.
Yeah.
And that is a word.
I was going to say, I hope you look that up, because you know I'm going to. Ray is retired, 7, 8, and 9 here in the order for Georgia. Beth Mullins, along with the 2-time Olympic gold medalist, Michelle Smith. Here's Digby, who started the rally in the third with a single.
Well, and she started on a 1-2 changeup that she was able to lift into the outfield.
Right back to Gutierrez, 2 down. Oklahoma playing Arkansas later tonight. The Sooners a game up in the SEC standings over Alabama. The Tide a walk-off win today. Texas A&M also a winner today. But Florida lost. That's the top 4 in the league. Remember, the top 4 get a double bye. Top 9, 5 through 9, get the single bye for the SEC tournament. That'll be in Lexington, Kentucky this year. So a chance for Georgia right now to stay 1 game out of the top 4 in the the loss column in the standings. And of course, they will finish out the year here against Florida. And they've got Oklahoma on the road next week. On the road to the Women's College World Series.
The Mayhem is right around the corner.
Oh my goodness, the Mayhem last year. Are you kidding me?
It bled all the way into June.
It did. Oh, appendix.
G.
Lindemuth knocked down by Nichols, but Bailey is on board for the 2nd time in the 9th spot in the order.
Lindemuth able to get around this off-speed pitch on the outer half, just bashes it down to Nichols. Picks up herself a base hit.
Here's Kirsten Roos. A couple of singles for her. Came in to score in the 3rd.
And that was a big part of the inning because she started out 0-2 against Cavan, worked to 2-2 before she got that base hit to right field.
Puts a charge into it, but room for Bennett out at left. And that ends the threat. 4 complete and a 4-run Georgia lead.
This weekend, we get them in the regular season in the same conference for the very first time.
It's going to be epic.
I'm just really excited.
Our lineup is stacked.
We're always in the fight.
We're so versatile and we're so deep.
We're going to go out there and punch you in the mouth.
Yeah, the Longhorns looking for some of that Texas fight because they are down 5-1, courtesy of a Sarah Gordon 3-run home run, some strong pitching from Randy Rowling, as the Dogs in front as we head to the 5th. And here come the big boppers for the Longhorns. 2, 3, and 4. Katie Stewart to start it off. Doubled in the first, grounded out in the third. As she steps in, a reminder, she is 1 home run shy of tying the single season record at 23. She hit number 22 in her last game against Oklahoma last weekend. And it was a walk-off game winner. Texas looking for a spark. They had a chance to bust it open in the first inning and did not. And have been pretty quiet since, courtesy of Rowling.
And that's what they've been doing today. They've had some opportunities in really good leverage counts, 2-0, and instead of really getting into the ball, they've been fouling it off. And some of that credit obviously is due to Randy Rowling. She spins the ball very well. She's been putting it on the margins, as Tony Baldwin likes to say, and she's mixing speeds.
There's one on the margins on the outside corner.
And she's a great example of a pitcher that is more spin speed over pitch speed. She's not going to break the glass. You know, she's not going to be up 70, 72 miles an hour. She's tops out at about 66.
Gets Stewart to ground 1 to third. 1 away.
And that's what she's been pretty proficient at, is rolling ground ball outs, allowing that really good defense behind her to work tough. One of the best defenses in the country.
Boy, a terrific compliment to this Georgia offense is Randy Rowling. Atwood slashes that one the opposite way, off the wall in right center, and she will be held to a long single on a nice play by Sarah Gordon out and right.
That ball is mashed into the gap, but it's well played by Gordon and Ray in the outfield. So it's a curveball that comes back into the zone, and Atwood, just good job of letting that travel, hits it the opposite way. But look at where this goes off the wall and how quickly Gordon gets it, and immediately it's quick release into second. That's just a long single.
Atwood now 2 for 3. And a chance for Vivi Martinez to get the rally going. Vivi drove in their run back in the first, walked in the third. Opposite way. Finds that 5-6 hole and a couple on with 1 out.
That is just a great piece of hitting. Now, this is tough. Lefty-lefty matchup. The advantage always goes to the pitcher, and so this is a curve on the outer half, but Vivi stays with it. Look at her head and look at her barrel path. It is direct right down to the outer half of the zone and just punches it through that 5-6 hole with Emily Digby, the shortstop, playing a little bit up the middle.
Good, a single and a strikeout. For the senior from San Antonio. Texas 2 for 7 today with a runner in scoring position. Good, grounds it to short, the lead runner out at third as Digby gets it to Lindemuth for the force, 2 down.
And that's big. That's understanding what is going on. I thought potentially they're going to go up the middle and try to turn a 6-4-3 double play, but they know with the speed of Good, this ball hit right at Digby. She chooses to go to Lindemuth over at third base, but with a right-handed hitter and Leanne Good up, there was that potential to turn the double play.
Good concentration, too, with Atwood running right across her face. Well handled by Digby, so 2 down with 2 on. And Hannah Wells' first pitch swinging. Hit into the double play with the bases loaded back in the first, and there's some activity out in the Georgia pen. Looks like Ada Little and Addison Fisher out there. Fisher often the day 2 starter for Georgia. Wells, deep drive, right center, back it goes, and a 3-run shot for Texas, and the Longhorns are in business.
I was just going to say that Hannah Wells, they have to be careful with her. She had a big home run against Oklahoma in a pinch hit situation last week to help out this Texas program, and she gets a pitch she can handle and takes it the opposite way. That is a big blast that Texas needed to get back into this ball game, and this is a pitch that's elevated. It's a mistake, and she gets all into it. Great timing, barrels this up, hits it the opposite way, and just drives us out of the yard. A 3-run shot for the freshman Hannah Wells.
8th of the season for Wells, and it's a 1-run ball game. Here's Ashton Maloney.
Worse yet, that was an 0-2 pitch. That was a complete mistake by Randy Rolling.
Ground ball to second, and that'll take care of the inning. But it's a good one for Hannah Wells and Texas. Back to a 1-run game. upsets and upsets abounded midweek. Oklahoma State taking down #1 Oklahoma in Bedlam on Wednesday. Samford shocked Alabama midweek contest as they celebrated that. And Texas State shut out Nigeria Kennedy and Texas Tech. So the top 3 teams in this week's poll all lost about 48 hours after the poll came out. Bodes well for mayhem if you like such things in the postseason. Jaden Goodwin grounds out to second base, 1 away. 2, 3, and 4 coming up here for Georgia. Oklahoma, the 4th team to rise to #1 with Texas Tech, Tennessee, and these Texas Longhorns. Arkansas rose to the new #1 in the RPI this week, followed by Texas and Alabama. Look at the chaos for the top teams. 10 combined losses before May, the second most in a quarter of a century.
Well, I kind of like the juggling. A little bit of back and forth, you know, everybody being tested. It's just kind of make you think about what's to come in the postseason. Goodness.
For the first time ever last year, the overall #1 seed eliminated in the regionals. Remember Liberty knocking out Texas A&M last year. One of 4 regional upsets. And then the craziness in the super regionals with Ole Miss winning at Arkansas, an unseeded team getting the World Series. Texas Tech upset Florida State on the road. And then UCLA and Texas surviving scares. Jordan Woolery, that memorable home run for the Bruins to walk off game 2, and then they won game 3. I think Jordan Woolery actually earlier today broke Stacey Newman's RBI record in Westwood. Ground ball to short. Martinez waits on it. 2 down. So here comes the home run hitting Gordon, a 3-run shot in the 3rd, which is the difference in the game right now. Takes a look at strike 1.
Dives all into that ball, just elevates it out of the yard. A 3-run shot, her 9th of the year.
Off of Cavan, by the way.
Yes, on a 0-0 pitch.
That Chase Teagan. Citlali Gutierrez came in out of the pen, and she continues to work here in the bottom of the 5th. Gordon grounds to short, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Texas. They've seized the momentum. Coming up, down a run in the top of the 6th. Back here at the University of Georgia, the Dogs leading the Longhorns 5-4 as we head to the 6th inning, game 1 of this series. And these are the updated standings, with Alabama and Texas A&M both winning today and Florida losing. So A&M moves up a spot into 3rd place. Texas at 10-5, Georgia at 9-6, all still very much in the chase as teams finish out their series this weekend, and then 2 more to go for all those contenders. Florida actually has the week off next week. Tennessee the week off this week. And the leadoff is aboard for Texas. The tying run is on, and the go-ahead will come to the plate for the Longhorns.
Great bunt by J.C. Nichols. Taking advantage of the defense being back.
Katie Bennett singled back in the 4th. Bottom 3 in the lineup have reached 4 times with 3 base hits today. Scored 1 in the 1st, and then the 3-run blast in the 5th from Hannah Wells.
Well, this is the part of the Texas lineup where you have to deal with a lot of speed. J.C. Nichols with 10 stolen bases. Katie Bennett at bat has decent speed. And then Kaden Henry on deck as well, a lot of speed.
Top of the order awaits. This is what Mike White was anticipating when he moved Katie Stewart into the 2 spot, Reese Atwood up to the 3 spot. Let's get some runners on base ahead of them for RBI opportunities in this stretch of 4 straight lefties. And Bennett with an unproductive out. What is Rolling doing out of the circle, Smitty?
She caught that over top of a home plate, and she called her catcher out of the way. She said, Miller, get out of the way. I'm coming through. Look at this. Randy Rolling finishes the pitch, and then she comes in, and you can see it looks like Miller is going to get it, and she's like, out of the way, out of the way. I'm going to catch this. You don't see that very often.
Priceless. All right, 1 down, 1 on, top of the order. Here's Henry. Let's see if she will look at a few pitches. She has been swinging early in her 3 ABs, 0 for 3.
Yeah, absolutely. She's rolled a couple of ground outs to the right side and then a flyer fly out to left field.
Thought about the bunt. You want to put some pressure on the decision-making for Georgia. What to do with Stewart? What to do with Atwood? Henry lines out over to first, and diving in safely is Nichols. 2 down. Almost a disaster there for Texas.
Yeah, that was a good job by Nichols to get back. Actually, a really fortunate situation that they weren't trying to run and hit or hit and run. So you can see that Nichols is off, but good job diving to get back. That's a tight play. Roos over to first base.
So tying run aboard, the go-ahead at the plate for Katie Stewart. Swinging for the fence is 0-1. Putting up numbers at this point to challenge Kendall Wells of Oklahoma for SEC Player of the Year honors. Coming into the weekend #1 in OPS.
Well, they are staying away. That outer edge of the plate. Trying to work that screwball in the outer half, get her to chase.
Runner goes, and the throw is offline. Was the tag applied on the heel?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they had the opportunity, but
they're going to challenge the runner leaving early.
Which I don't know with 2 outs why you do that with Stewart up. It's an opportunity. It doesn't matter if she's at first or second if she hits a home run.
Georgia's challenging the runner at first base leaving early.
Well, we saw Georgia lose a run off the board in the first with a runner leaving early. This is a dicey move. See if it pays off for Texas.
She looks...
Wow, it looks like she will be called out. And they will take the bat out of Stewart's hands with a runner on base. Back to Birmingham for the official review going on right now to determine if the base runner is out or if Stewart stays in the batter's box with a runner in scoring position. And a hitter's count.
After review, the call on the field stands.
So apparently no evidence enough to overturn that. It certainly appeared like she left the base early.
Yeah, that's a little surprising. They must have had different looks in the Hawkeye system, potentially, that we did not.
Okay.
I saw what they were looking at. Maybe it was frame rate, all that stuff.
So now what does Tony Baldwin do with first base open? And Reese Atwood on deck, who's 2 for 3 today.
Yeah, this is pick or poison. I think in this situation, it's a leveraged hitting count. So I think you have to be very careful because first base is open.
So a 2-1 count to Katie Stewart. Tying run at second. Rolling tries to get her to reach. If you're thinking, well, maybe we'll walk both of them to get a force out at any base, that would bring Vivi Martinez up. She's reached all 3 times today with a fielder's choice, a walk, and a single. (3-1). And Stewart trots down to first.
And from a hitting perspective, Stewart is hitting 130 points higher than Reese. It's still troublesome, no matter which one.
Yeah, Reese Atwood has 4 go-ahead home runs on the season. And she did set a school RBI record a year ago with 89 of them. And that'll be all for Randy Rolling. Pitching change coming for Georgia with Texas threatening here in the 6th. And who are the Dogs bringing on?
Got a deep pen.
Got several options out there. And it looks like it will be Addison Fisher coming on. Her 7th relief appearance of the season.
Madison Fisher has the ability to move the ball around just like Rawling. This is a little bit better righty-righty matchup. But she does have a lot more velocity. Does a good job of controlling the zone. The 19 walks and 61 2/3 innings pitched, Beth.
Hit 70 miles an hour with her drop. Has an effective changeup.
Yeah, she throws that drop ball about 70% of the time. The changeup coming in around 57 to 60 miles an hour. She'll throw that often as well.
A couple of years ago, the National High School Player of the Year. Was part of a trio of pitchers at UCLA last season. And now a big moment in her Georgia career.
And an opportunity, she rolls that drop ball down in the zone, and with that really good defense, one of the best in the country, she's been able to get a lot of ground ball out situation here where she wants to try to get Reese Atwood to roll a ground ball to one of her infielders.
Senior from Sandia, Texas. The career leader for the Longhorns. Home runs, runs batted in. Didn't want that one. At 73 miles an hour. Ball one from Fisher. Two and 0. Tying run out at second. The go-ahead at first for Texas. With 2 down, Atwood inside the bag at third. And Texas will tie it up. RBI single, Reese Atwood. And runners now on the corners with 2 down as Nichols comes in to score.
Reese Atwood on a 2-0 count, pitch on the inner half, and she just barrels that up. She gets it past Lindemuth, the third baseman. Really good job of just being on time on this pitch. Easily going to score her teammate Nichols from second, and it also allows Katie Stewart to go to third because they did not go through a cut.
So now hunting for the lead is Vivi Martinez. Stewart at third, and the pinch runner over at first base. Adea Wallace. Atwood can re-enter. Trying to rally here from a 4-run deficit. Down and in, 1 and 2. Martinez right back up the middle. Stewart scores, and Texas jumps in front. Her second RBI of the day, and it's 6-5.
2-2 count, knows what she's looking for, just hard down. Texas has done a good job of rolling ground balls just where the dogs aren't. Hit hard right back up the middle. And that's going to plate Katie Stewart. Vivi Martinez in that 4-hole.
Good grounds out to third to end the inning, but a couple on the board. 5 unanswered for Texas to take the lead. So this has been the story of the Georgia season. Tough one-run losses. They're 1-7 in one-run games, and there are the losses, including twice to A&M. 7 is tied for the most in the SEC. And when we talked to Tony Baldwin, he said, hey, it's come down to one pitch. It's come down to one clutch at bat.
Yeah.
And we've got to make it happen. And here we go again for Georgia fans. Down a run late to the bottom of the 6th against Citlali Gutierrez, who has retired 7 of the last 9 since she's come out of the bullpen. And Texas has gone from 4 down to 1 up. 5, 6, and 7 for the Dogs. All 5 of their runs coming in that big 3rd inning.
We talk about it all the time. It's the response, right? It's the ability to bounce back. And just how it is a game of inches and a game of being able to make the pitch, get the timely hit.
An RPI of 12. They are on the Supers bubble. They are still in the thick of the SEC championship chase. And they will face 3 teams in front of them in the last 3 weekends of the season, starting here with Texas, then OU, then Florida. Miller fouls one out of play. Marissa singled her last time up. The first batter to face Gutierrez after the Sarah Gordon 3-run home run chased Tegan Cavan.
Gutierrez has been good. Retiring 7 of the 9 she's faced, rolling a lot of ground balls. A 1-2-3 inning last inning with 3 ground outs. So this is where Georgia has to make those adjustments, understand what they're hunting. Which is very different than Tegan Cavan. That's why Gutierrez is so good at coming in behind Cavan. Completely different look. Cavan with a lot of velocity at the top of the zone, and Gutierrez with a lot of curveball away from the righties, as well as an off-speed curve. Looks like Cavan is back up in the pen.
Full count here to Miller. Trying to generate a Georgia response. Pops it up. Nichols gives way to Martinez. 1 down. Citlali now is retired 8 of 10. Gabby Novickis will come up for the Dogs. Gabby 0 for 2, hit into a double play in that 3rd inning. Gets the swing and miss.
And that's that nice curveball in the outer half. She can throw that up to 68, 69 miles an hour and then throw it off speed at low 60s. Looks like a UFO coming in.
One-two pitch.
And there it is. That was the off speed. So that's a good look at the hard curve at 68 and then the off speed curve at 60. Blends them so well together.
Another 1-2 pitch. UFO like E.T. or more like Close Encounters? More villainous?
It spins like a UFO. It hovers. Hovering UFO, I should say.
I'd like to welcome all the conspiracy theorists who've been elsewhere now joining us. 2-2 pitch.
Gotta have pitches that look like something that they aren't.
Oh,
right?
man. Because they're coming after you guys in the circle, aren't they?
Oh, man.
The bats this year.
This has been a epic offensive year.
And induces another one down in the dirt. 2 down. 9 of 11 retired by Citlali. 7 of them grounders. Here's Natalie Ray. 0 for 2.
Yeah, and she's retired the last 6, looking for her second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. You know, those are the innings that do damage. You know, they help the whip. You know, they take the wind out of the sails of your opponent.
Especially on the road, right?
Oh,
keep them quiet, keep them in their seats.
That's right. Yeah, because this is a stadium that can get loud. This is
It's raucous.
Yes.
They're itching to do that right now.
It's a great softball community. We saw it last year at the SEC tournament.
Oh, yeah. Off of Gutierrez's glove, and the tying run aboard for Georgia with 2 down.
Well, Natalie Ray showing why she's got one of the highest batting averages in the SEC.
Here comes Emily Digby. Singled in the 3rd, grounded back to the pitcher in the 4th. Go-ahead run at the plate. Can they swing it back in their favor to get 3 outs away from big win on the resume against the number 2 RPI team? (2-0) and a chat forthcoming. Texas in the 7th, by the way, would bring up their 6, 7, 8 hitters, including the home run hitting Hannah Wells, as Texas tries to secure its largest comeback win of the season. Down 5-1 after the 3rd inning. And for Georgia, ooh, you hate to see that one. Largest blown lead of the season for them as it stands. Still a lot of softball left, Smitty.
Yeah, a lot of softball left, but you know, Texas has done a good job, other than the crooked number in the 3rd, of shutting the offense of Georgia down. Just 2 runners have been left on base for Georgia.
So after the Ray single, they've got the tying run aboard for Emily Digby in the 8th spot in the order. And a good hitter's count. Still at 2-1.
A little late on that pitch. And that's what Gutierrez will do to you, because she throws those 2 pitches and tunnels them really well. So you've got to really identify that pitch out of the hand, and the spin speed, depth perception.
Yeah, now 2-2. gets the strikeout, and Gutierrez ends the threat. We are headed to the 7th in a 1-run game.
Let's take a look at how we got here. Sarah Gordon with her 9th home run of the year, a 3-run shot that puts Georgia in control. But then in the 5th, Texas fighting back. Hannah Wells, the freshman, she's going to say, hey, I got some pop too, a 3-run shot of her own, her 8th of the year. And then the 6th inning, the Longhorns taking advantage. Resat with a base hit. Vivi Martinez, a couple of more runs up on the board, and that gives Texas the lead here, 6-5 late in the game. Some timely hitting from both these clubs.
So we head to the 7th, and a new pitcher for the Bulldogs. The freshman Presley Harrison is on to face the freshman Hannah Wells. 21st appearance, most of those out of the bullpen for Harrison. 16th time for her with a 3.53 ERA. Trying to keep Texas quiet here in the 6, 7, 8 portion of their batting order. Bottom of the 7th for Georgia will be 9, 1, and 2 due up, as the Bulldogs try and avoid an 8th 1-run loss of the season, which would be the most in the SEC. Texas trying to cap off their biggest comeback of the year and claw their way back into a top 4 in the SEC. And Mike White, did he get plunked on that?
So,
ouch.
oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, he did. Back of the arm. Says he's okay. Former international hurler himself.
That's right.
Two to Wells. Goes the opposite way, down the line and right back. It goes off the top of the wall. And a long single for Hannah. As again, it's well played out there by Gordon.
I've seen a couple of balls hit like that from Texas that if they would have had a little different angle coming off the bat, they would have been out of the park. But a great job of staying on that pitch, drives it down the line off the top of the wall, just misses, having her 2nd home run of the game. So
they'll get a pinch runner on there. Taylor Anderson will run for Wells, who can re-enter. Try and pick up some insurance as Ashton Maloney steps in. 1 for 3 for Ashton today. All Big 12 a couple of years ago for Texas. All SEC last year for Texas when she hit .415. And a school record 93 hits on the year. And Maloney draws the walk, 2 on. For J.C. Nichols, a bunt single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the 6th for J.C. My guess, Mitty, is you bring in Harrison not only for this experience, but also so Texas does not see more of Fisher, the potential starter in Game 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to use Fisher in a situation to roll some ground balls doesn't quite work, gives up a couple of hits, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is all about bullpen management, series management. And now with Harrison, the freshman in the circle, she needs to really try to get that defense to work behind her. And the last thing you want to do late in the game here when it's a 1-run game is give up any more.
Yeah, because Georgia's got who they want coming up. Top of the order is coming around in the bottom half. Question is, what deficit will they be facing?
Well, you can tell, obviously, trying to bunt Nichols, Texas is trying to move folks up and get one more up on the board. It's profoundly different trying to score 2 runs versus 1 run to not up a game.
Nichols cannot put the bunt down, 1 and 2.
The little part of softball, she put a bunt down her last at-bat on an 0-0 count, right? Able to put the sneaky bunt down, but then when you asked to put the sacrifice down, it's so difficult.
Opposite way, and an unproductive out. 1 down. Here's the 9-hitter, Katie Bennett. Bennett's 1 for 3 with a single back in the 4th. A run across for Texas in the 1st, 3 more in the 5th, and then 2 in the 6th to grab the lead. Bennett does hold 2-0. Bronx cheer. There's Anderson down at 2nd. Maloney at 1st.
Corners have gone away. Tony Ball talks about the margins and how important it is to put the ball in the corner.
Full count. Another 3-2 pitch coming. Bennett drives that one out to left center, and on the run to make the catcher's Goodwin, and the runners cannot advance. 2 down.
Well, on a 3-2 count, Anderson, the pinch runner, is halfway off the bag, decides not to tag.
So here's Caden Henry, 0 for 4 with Katie Stewart on deck. Still hitting over 400 on the season. Checks it foul, 1-1.
She had that hard line drive to second base in her last at bat. Remember, all of her at-bats were off of Randy Rolling, the left-handed starter. I'm sure she's happy not to be facing a left-handed pitcher yet again.
Presley Harrison, the third pitcher of the day. For Georgia, misses away, 2-1. Single and a walk to get a couple on base here in the top of the 7th.
And these are the pitches here. She needs to win these pitches. Harrison does. That's a good pitch. Even it up, because you do not want to get to Katie Stewart with the bases loaded.
Full count. But now with 2 outs, the runners will be on the move. Georgia will be watching them closely to make sure nobody leaves early. Lost her, and the bases are indeed loaded for the big slugger, Katie Stewart. Has doubled, has walked, has grounded out a couple of times today. Stewart on the season, 10th in the country batting average, 4th in home runs, 3rd in slug.
She matches up well against Harrison, who throws a lot of rise, a lot of screwball. Well, I'm sure that's what they're going to talk about right now. A lot of arm side for Harrison.
Well, if you were with us last weekend in Austin, you witnessed this monster mash from Stewart.
Katie Stewart pitch. Immediately knows it's gone, slams the bat down, the emotion. That is a walk-off home run at the 3rd floor of the apartment building behind the stadium. Wow.
Elevator going up. What does she have in store today? Against the freshman, Presley Harrison. 1-0 is fouled back.
Oh, I almost got that. One booth over.
That's why Michelle Smith was an infielder, folks. No range to get that in the booth next door to us.
No.
Two and one.
Rise ball in the outer half. Stewart's discipline. Doesn't chase it.
Doesn't chase that one inside at the knees.
But now she's in a really good hitter's count.
Couple of walks and a single to load them up. And ball 4 will bring a run in.
It is a great job by Katie Stewart to not try to do too much, not try to win the inning on a pitch that's out of the zone.
Well, and knowing she doesn't have to do it all herself because she got Reese Atwood coming up next with the bases still juiced. And it looks like another pitcher may be coming in here for Georgia, and they will make a change. Harrison departs, so for the second inning in a row, Reese Atwood will be facing a fresh arm. An RBI single in the 6th. Off of Fisher for Reese. And so this will be another freshman, Ada Little. Trying to limit this damage to just the 1 run. It's now 7-5 Texas.
Little with 24 walks and 33 2/3 innings. She's a lot of down ball. About 50% of the time she's going to throw her drop ball. 32% a curveball.
Game 1 of this 3-game series. Here's what's at stake in terms of the standings. You see Texas at 10-5. And a chance to move into a tie with Florida now in the loss column after the Gators dropped a game today to Auburn. Top 4 is where you'd love to be. You get the double bye for the SEC tournament in 3 weeks. And for Georgia, a loss here would put their championship hopes in real peril. They want to try and stay at least as an 8 or 9 finisher so they get the single bye.
Yeah, and the double bye, let's talk about that. That means you need to win 3 games in order to win the SEC championship.
Days, yeah.
Right, in 3 days versus 4 games in 4 days. So it is significant being one of those top 4 teams.
It's only happened once. Ole Miss, Caitlin Lee, that a team won 4 games in 4 straight days to win the title. Nobody's ever won 5 straight to win it.
No, it's always chaos, right?
Yeah.
There's been 6 different champions in
5 years.
5 years. Yeah.
Had a tie last year. Here we go with Reese Atwood. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and a 2-run Texas lead here in the top of the 7th. 3 singles today for Reese. She's only been retired once. Atwood, fly ball out to left. Goodwin is there to make the catch. So Georgia's got work to do. They're down a pair with the top of the order coming around.
SEC Softball is presented by Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC.
To the bottom of the 7th, last chance for Georgia, as Texas has scored 6 times in the last 3 innings, and they take the 7-5 lead into the bottom of the 7th. Lali Gutierrez, tremendous relief appearance, has retired 10 of the 13 she has faced. And she will see 9-1-2 for Georgia.
Yeah, she's just been so efficient. Look at that, 49 pitches. Scattered a couple hits.
Bailey Lindemuth has reached twice. Scored in that 5-run fifth when they put up all their runs in one inning. And that was against the starter tonight, Tegan Cavan. Four hits tonight for Lindemuth, Roos, and Goodwin. The do-ups here. And then you're into the heart of the Georgia order if they can get to it. One and two.
And this is where Gutierrez has been so good, because she's just pitched from ahead. I mean, she's forcing Georgia to swing at pitches they potentially don't want because she's been in the zone. And, you know, when she's pitching from ahead, it's just so much harder to hit.
Missed down and away. 2 and 2.
You can tell that Georgia is not really understanding or seeing the pitches out of the hand of Gutierrez, because they're fouling. A lot of the righties are fouling off that outside pitch to that left side, to the third base side, which they should be typically letting that travel and going the opposite.
And Martinez just out of the reach. And the tying run will come to the plate for Georgia. And it's back to the top of the order.
And that's a great piece of hitting, again, on a pitch that is away in the zone, but it's elevated. And you can see she gets this off the end of the bat and is just able to loop it over the head of Vivi Martinez, the shortstop, going back. So the number 9 hole getting on base again.
Lindemuth was 0 for 8 against Texas at the World Series last year when she was playing with Texas Tech. She's 3 on base all 3 times she's come up with a couple of hits and a walk tonight. And so Kirsten Roos is the tying run at the plate, has singled twice. They have not had a runner in scoring position since that big 3rd inning. And looks like Texas will go to its bullpen here.
Coming back to Cavan.
So the starter, Tegan Cavan, who got rocked in that 3rd inning, makes a return here in the 7th to try and shut it down. How about this call by Mike White, Michelle? Because it was this part of the order that did all the damage against Tegan. So now giving his ace a shot at some vengeance.
That's right. Opportunity to come back, throw some different pitches in different locations. I mean, she's your All-American. If the game is on the line, you don't want her in the dugout. You want her in that circle. She's got 10 career saves. That's a program record. And again, she's a really good mix with Citlali Gutierrez because they throw very different quadrants.
Well, I think, too, for White, remember, she was left in the bullpen last weekend in that Oklahoma game. And they did not go to her.
Game 2.
Game 2, which they lost by a single run. So a little different strategy. Going to the golden arm here in the bottom of the 7th with the tying run at the plate for Georgia. Late season drama in the SEC.
Kirsten Roos, both of her hits were off of Cavan. She was 0 for 1 off of Gutierrez.
Transferred in from Coastal Carolina, wanted the challenge of playing in the SEC. To bark with the big dogs, here's her moment. Looper out to right. Maloney has it. One down.
Oh, that's a big changeup. She comes with the rise ball at the top of the zone, gets the call above the belt to Roos, and then comes back with the changeup and induces the pop-up to Maloney. That's a big out.
Georgia, 2 outs to work with. Here's their number 2 hitter, Jaden Goodwin. Single, reached on a fielder's choice, scored a run. That single back in the first, extending her hitting streak to 8 straight. Tony Baldwin says she's got that spark, that it factor. In over 200 games at Georgia. Good jam job from Kavan coming in on the hands, 1-1.
One of the top 5 hitters in this lineup for Georgia. They're all seniors. They all have so much experience. This is definitely who you want in the box when the game is on the line.
Chases the rise.
And that's what Georgia did not do when they knocked Kavan out of the game, and just a little over 2 innings, they were able to lay off of that pitch.
In the close games this year, Smitty, their chase rate has doubled in crunch time. Goes after one, drives it down the line, and foul.
Well, and that's what great pitchers do. They get hitters to chase. And as a hitter in this situation, that's where the discipline comes in.
Shorty will dig in to a 1-2 count. Wobbler foul.
Kavan using that changeup a lot more here in this relief appearance than she did when she started the game.
Single for Bailey Lindemuth to put her on base.
Ooh. Just missed that. That's a little close on a 1-2 pitch. Location-wise for Kavan, that is.
Two strike count to the tying run at the plate. Got her to reach. 2 down.
And there it is. That's the changeup. She got her to weak dribble foul it. You could see she wasn't identifying that pitch, so she goes with the rise ball pitch higher and then comes back with this. Look, it's not even close to the zone, and that's what a great pitch does. It chases you down into the dirt. Nowhere near the zone, but it's a massive strikeout for Kavan here in the 7th.
So now the player that Tony Baldwin calls the epitome of the Georgia student athlete, it's Tyler Ellison. First pitch swinging. 2-run single in the 3rd. And so for the 3rd straight batter, the tying run comes to the plate for the Bulldogs. Up and away, 1-1. Tegan Kavan got the start, got chased in the 3rd, and now back out in the circle here in the 7th. 2-1.
A couple of good takes by Ellison. I mean, at this point, she's just thinking, I need to work my way on base, get Gordon in the box. Gordon had that 3-run shot in the 3rd inning off of Kavan.
Almost unhittable as a reliever this year. In fact, has not given up a home run in a relief appearance. All 13, check that, 14 home runs coming as a starter, including one today.
Yeah, and you know the ironic part of this too, Beth, is if you look back at what Kavon did last year, she got beat up against Clemson, left the game, came back in relief, and was way better version of herself after she came back out of the pen in relief. A lot of baseball players are probably like mind-blowing that, yes, a starter can start going to take a couple innings off and come back in relief. But we have seen Kavon be her best version of herself in those situations.
Ellison, the senior out of McDonough, Georgia, with Linda Muth at first. And the 3-1 count. And now the tying run is aboard. The game winner comes to the plate. The number 4 hitter, the 3-run home run hitter back in the 3rd inning, Sarah Gordon.
And here it is. First pitch swinging on a pitch that's low and out, and she just barrels that up, bashes it right over dead center. A 3-run shot for her 9th home run of the year.
Her first since March 20th. Been riding the struggle bus the last month. And what a big moment here for Sarah.
See if they challenge her on the inner half, stay away from the outer half. Oh, how about a changeup right down the middle?
0-1. Oh, and 2. Georgia down to its final strike. Texas trying to cap off its biggest comeback of the season. Gordon drives one out to right. Maloney, the throw to the plate. And out at home is Linda Muth on the tag by Atwood. And of course, Georgia will challenge this. Ashton Maloney, a bullet to Atwood at the plate.
Georgia establishing the call at the plate. Place on the review.
That was an outstanding throw from Maloney in right field. A complete dart coming in. Therese Atwood, one of the best in the business.
It's a game ender unless this call gets overturned.
Well, this ball's just hit so hard, it gets to Maloney so fast, and a perfect throw in, a little bit up the line. But look at the tag, and I think she does get her. I thought she was out in real time. But as a runner, you need to see that and slide in a different position, either the swim move or whatever. Get that one arm out of the way and reach with the other.
Big time swipe by Atwood. Did it hit that arm before the fingers touched the plate?
After review, the call on the field is confirmed.
And Texas, with its biggest comeback of the season, down 4, rallies in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings to win it 7-5. And a huge outfield assist from Ashton Maloney to end the game. Texas takes the series opener over Georgia. 7-5, your final. For our entire crew, Michelle Smith, Karen Johns, I'm Beth Mowens. And we will see you on the road to the Women's College World Series right back here in Athens tomorrow at noon Eastern for Game 2.